Let's talk about fidelity. How to be faithful in your relationship and your marriage. That's what everybody wants, right? Fidelity, loyalty. That person that can stick to their words. My name is Okoro Blessing Nkiruka, and I'm popularly known as Blessing CEO, your #1 relationship therapist in Africa. Let's talk about fidelity. Fidelity is what everybody's looking for. Fidelity is what everybody's craving for, but a lot of people do not know how to be faithful. I will teach you the meaning of fidelity. Fidelity is not inborn. Nobody was born faithful. Fidelity is an intentional act, discipline, principles, and boundaries. And not everybody have this virtue. You have to learn it. First of all, before we begin to talk about fidelity, why should I be faithful to somebody? Why should I be honest to somebody? Why should I stick to just this one person? First of all, before you can be faithful and honest and loyal, you need to understand why. You need to understand value. You need to understand, what is this person doing for me in my life? Yes, fidelity, loyalty comes with value. You would have placed somebody in a certain level before you can be able to discipline yourself not to hurt them. Yes, fidelity is discipline. There is one very funny narrative and perception a lot of people have. People feel that the moment I get married to you, you are supposed to be faithful. The moment I'm in a relationship with you, you're supposed to be faithful. The moment you're my wife or my husband, no. People actually think that fidelity comes with marriage. But I'm sitting here as a relationship therapist to tell you with my full chest that 80% of married people cheat. People who cheat more are people who are in committed relationship, marriages. Yes, single people even hardly cheat. It simply means that fidelity is discipline. It is understanding that I don't want to do this thing, setting a boundary for yourself, being content with what you have. And for you to be content with what you have, you must understand the value of that thing that you have. Exactly. So the question is, the reason why some of you are not faithful is because you don't value what you have. You do not value it. If you understand the value, you will do everything. You will discipline yourself. You will create boundaries to keep that thing that you have. Let me teach you how to be faithful. First of all, fidelity is intentional. Is you sitting down and telling yourself, I don't want to do this thing. It's like going to the gym. It's like controlling what goes into your mouth. Yes, it's like saying, I don't want to go to this place. It's like not spending an evening where you do not want to spend the night. Discipline. So it simply means you have to learn it. You have to inculcate it in yourself. And the easiest way for you to be disciplined is for you to first of all know what you want, so that when you see it, you can identify it. Many of you don't know what you want. That's why you can't be faithful. A lot of you can never be faithful, no matter how you try. Being faithful is not by saying, okay, I now have a boyfriend, I want to stick to him. I now have a girlfriend, I want to stick. Those things don't make you faithful. You are still going to cheat. Being married does not make you faithful. Being in a relationship does not make you faithful. You are going to be faithful even while you are in a relationship or you're not in a relationship. It's a discipline. It's part of you. It's your way of life. Understanding that I want to stick to this thing and I want to focus with it. Fidelity is focus. And when you are faithful to something and you're focused at it, you're going to give it your best. The reason why most of our relationship and marriage don't work is because we are distracted. We are looking here and we are looking there. We want this and we want that. We want yellow, we want black. You want Nicki Minaj with a touch of Chioma Jesus, a spice of, Ashawo vibes. You don't know what you want. So you're always looking out for different things. And you, even when you get something, you've not been able to pay attention, focus on that thing and give it your best. You are distracted. And that's the reason why love is no longer exciting, because you are looking here and you are looking there. So fidelity helps you to focus, to bring out the best in anything that you are doing. That is it. So when you understand that fidelity helps me focus to bring out the best as a human being, not even in your relationship and marital life, as life as a whole, when you are focused on something, when you are consistent on something, you're going to bring out the best in that thing. So first of all, when you have this understanding, you are not going to be faithful because you met Blessing, or because you met Nkechi, or because you met Emeka. You are going to be faithful to anybody who comes into your life because it's a way of life. You understand the meaning of fidelity. You know what you can get out of fidelity. You know you will always get the best out of fidelity. Fidelity is not doing somebody a favor. Because some of you actually think that when I'm faithful, I'm helping my husband, I'm helping my wife. Do you know I've been faithful to him for 10 years? It's a way of life for you. When you are faithful, you are going to save yourself of a lot of things, a lot of drama, a lot of buhaha, a lot of bazgoos. So fidelity is not doing somebody else a favor. The fidelity is even doing yourself a favor. Your story will reduce, your talk will reduce, your victim will reduce. You will never ever regret when you give somebody your best, because it's part of you. The reason why a lot of people regret fidelity is because they are looking for benefits. So you see a lot of women shrinking themselves because they want to collect something from a man. And you see a lot of men shrinking themselves because they want to sleep with a woman. So when they shrink themselves and they don't get that benefit, they are upset. Some people say, I was faithful to him for 5 years. You don't need to regret being faithful. That period you were faithful to him for 5 years, you have saved yourself a lot of drama, a lot of bullshit, a lot of body counts, a lot of stories. Yes. So you're not doing your partner a favor by being faithful. You are doing yourself a favor. When you understand this thing, whether you're in a relationship or you're not in a relationship, you're going to be faithful. Faithfulness simply means creating a boundary for yourself. You have do's and don'ts. There are some certain things you will do and there are some certain things you will not do. Fidelity simply means discipline, focus, knowing what you want. The first rule to being faithful, number 1, you have to be focused. Number 2, you need to identify what you want. Number 3, you need to be content. Number 4, you need to be disciplined. Number 5, you must be principled. You need to have these 5 things before you can be faithful, before you can be honest, before you can give your best. And remember, you are not being faithful because you are in a relationship or because you're married. You're being faithful because you want to set boundary for yourself. You're being faithful because you want to avoid some certain consequences. Now, when you are faithful, it's going to limit your victimization. A lot of people have gotten into trouble because they do not understand what is called consequences. You must understand consequences for you to be faithful. And when you are faithful, you can avoid some certain drama and victimization that comes into your life, because most times, most of the things that happen to us are the things that we caused for ourselves. That's the honest truth. Then after causing it for ourselves, we start to play victim. We start to look for who is going to pity us, who is going to help us. But if you begin to look at it, it is because most of you don't have principles. Most of you cannot say no. Most of you don't set boundary for yourself. And most of you don't even know what you want. That's why you keep getting into trouble. You keep repeating the same mistakes and recycling the same pattern. So you need to be able to set a boundary for yourself. I have this very popular slogan: do not spend an evening when you know you are not going to spend a night. And for you as a woman or as a man, if you want to be focused and you want to get the best out of life, you must learn fidelity. You must learn to focus on something to be able to get the best out of it. Be it a business, be it a woman, be it a man, be it a child. If you want to see the good in anything, you must pay attention and focus on it. There are good women. They are good men. The reason why you are shouting, men are wicked, women are wicked, women are sluts, men are gigolos, is because you have not paid attention. Even you that is saying, women are wicked, men are this one, no, you are not even faithful. You have not even focused. It's because you have not focused. That is why you've not seen the best in anything. You are in a relationship, but you are still looking, your eyes still shining up and down. You are in a relationship, but you are single. You are in a relationship, but one of your legs is outside. You are in a relationship, but you cannot communicate. You have just a friend in a relationship, and he's just a friend. You are talking to a guy in the night, and he's just a friend. And your boyfriend is lying by the other side of the bed and sleeping. How do you want to bond with him when you are distracted with just a friend? A lot of you are distracted by the dustbin that you put into your life. So fidelity comes with focus. Fidelity is being intentional. First of all, understanding the value that this person is bringing into your life. Without value, you cannot stay with anybody. It is value that ties you and commits you to a relationship or to a marriage or even to a business. You must see a value and benefit in anything you are doing that's going to make you stick to that place. In relationship and marriage, we call it commitment. But in life, we call it value. I love you guys.